Pratyusha, and today I'll be reviewing a beautiful anime movie. Yes, you heard me right, anime movie. But to be honest, I really don't know how to approach reviewing this movie. So yes, without any further ado, let's dive into it.
Naoko Yamada's Koi no Katachi, or A Silent Voice, a 2016-based anime film, questions our ability to communicate. It is a story of ostracization, isolation, acceptance, suicide, and self-forgiveness. It raises questions about the truth of our relationships. How can we overcome grief, our inner demons? Will we ever able to understand each other? And finally, can we truly touch the soul of another human being?
Voice is searching for a voice. The whole movie is constantly forming the image of its cast by using different perspectives. The whole explicit character depiction is limit. It's replaced within hints. The film stands out its own, and it does not require any external explanation or any external source. Carefully placed flashbacks, the eye movements of the characters, the explained and non-explained of the sign languages, and some other hints in the background. Koi no Katachi tells an outstanding story without even using a single word. And that is just one aspect of the shape of voice. The silent voice actually studies the human connection. It handles the breakdown of friendship, the path of redemption through understanding each other.
This film follows Shoya Ishida, a high school student who is contemplating suicide. The flashbacks to his elementary school days when his teacher introduces a new student, Shoko, in 6th grade, who's deaf, who's very excited to communicate with all her classmates by bringing up a notebook that they can leave notes in and she can get to know them. But eventually she becomes a target for this boy Shoya, and he bullies her every chance he gets. Yes, Shoko tries to befriend her classmates, but Noka and other girls just get upset with her disability and leaves her isolated.
よし、次、石田。
嘘でしょ。わわわえ。
Shoya even goes as far as to yank her hearing aids out and eventually causes the girl to leave the school, and his friends do not intervene despite being witnesses. After this incident, the school principal acts. His teacher pointed Shoya to stand up knowing that he is guilty, but when Shoya points out that he wasn't the only one, all his friends deny. Afterwards, his mother takes Shoya to Shoko's mother to apologize, and it's the time where he feels guilty as he sees the amount of money his mom gives to pay for the cost for all the hearing aids he threw out. After Shoko being transferred to another school, Shoya's friend turned on him, making him an outcast as just he did to Shoko. Years later in high school, Shoya has completely isolated himself from his peers and therefore doesn't have any friends. He walks the hallways looking at the ground and covering his ears to drown out the noise of everyone around him. Are you seeing the parallel themes? One day, Shoko Ishida came to the conclusion that, well, if this is all life has in store for him, he will just die sooner than later. But before he kills himself, one thing being he wants to give back Shoko her notebook. But instead of just giving it back and apologizing, he learned sign languages and asked her that if he and she can be friends and to seek some kind of redemption, which is what Shoko kept asking of him when they were both in elementary. This is based off a 7-volume manga, and yes, I realized that there is no way a 2-hour feature could cram all that information in and develop these characters exactly how the manga does in just one movie. However, the way they approach telling the whole story is done the best possible way they could have, in my opinion. Shoya as a kid really isn't a terrible one, but he doesn't understand Shoko, and because of that he gets irritated. But when the tables turned, he started to see her more outstandishly. When Shoya wipes away the harsh words the other students started writing on his desk, this scene actually kind of mirrors the scene that what actually happens earlier in the film, when Shoya wrote on the chalkboard saying congratulations on making Shahara live. Sahara being only the person who was willing to learn sign language to understand Shoko better, but then Shahara joined the outcast and she too became one as well and had to transfer out of the school. When Shoko comes into the classroom and sees his horrible writing, sure yet plays it off like someone else wrote it and erases it. Shoko deep down knows that he was the one who did it and still writes thank you. Coming back to her wiping away the graffiti on Shoya's desk, he thinks how could this girl that he's been hurting still try her best to smile and try to be his friend when he's done nothing but made her school life miserable. That's when the best scene happened. Shoya finally breaks in and attacks Shoko. In this movie, you have someone who does have feelings for the other, but they have done such despicable things in the past that they have no idea how to break that barrier to get a normal friendship. Plus, one of the beautiful things about this movie is the conversations that they have through these sign languages. Oftentimes, it's just these really sweet scenes that are mostly silent with them singing back and forth. And you read so much in their eyes, and this is of course attributed to some really extent animation. I was really amazed with the quality of this anime film and had more anticipation for a 2-hour feature. I was not disappointed as the lighting, the environments, every shot has done its purpose. Miyoko's subtle glances that shows you. Shoya always reach out and grabs for Shoko, the short compositions of certain scenes, all powerful stuffs. And what really makes it even more powerful is the soundtrack. The OST for this film is mostly filled with the pieces that are comprised of the piano, but also filled with the other sounds that add a beautiful melancholy to the music. There is this one piece in particular that has added so much to that particular scene. And trust me, it's such a beautiful piece of music that I can't listen to without even seeing Shoya cry. And you really know that when a piece of music gives you that feeling, it has done its job. It has really done beyond its job. A Silent Voice has tackled a couple of connecting themes: bullying, isolation, forgiveness, suicide, and what it means to be real friends.
I absolutely adore this film, this particular movie, because you know what, you can really show this movie, this film to the people who aren't into the anime world, like anime film or anime series. You know what I'm trying to say? And I think one could really enjoy this one because it's so beautiful, it's just so great, and people can learn many things out of this movie, seriously. But it was the tough nut to crack. And anyway, thank you for watching. I'd love to hear your opinion about this one. Write down in the comment section, and please consider clicking the subscribe button, because if you really want to see more videos like this one, please consider it. And again, I'm Pratyusha. See you until next time when we will step into yet another